sweeter. Looking for parts. Parts for her. Yeah. What oil filter should we go with, huh? Should we go with the baby version? No, there's not a baby version. Oh, right there. Should we go with mobile? It's expensive. Good brand though. Should we go with that? Let's go. 100,000 miles, so let's do some high mileage. So, that one, maybe. Castrol. Ooh, Castrol. Yeah, I do 5.3 high mileage. It calls for 5.3. I'm going to go with Valvoline. Well, it's 6 quarts though. This one was 5. I need one more, right? One more, right? One more quart. One more quart. Yeah. So let's get that there. Anything ready?
Up on ramps.
I do. Okay. Okay, then we pop the hood. This opens the hood right here. So bring it back here and lodge it right behind the tire because you don't want the car to roll back because I have to get under the car. Yep, nice and tight. That'll help. Okay, perfect. There's a white one over there if you want to grab that one. We're going to sit on it, okay? So the oil comes out from underneath, so I can get it on cardboard so I can sit on it and have my tools on it. We'll go over here. Okay, go first. Let's open the hood. Come here, I'll show you. This is a little latch right under here. Right there. I found it right there. See that little thing right there? You pull that, that opens it. So you can open this up. That holds up the hood. So we don't fall on our heads. You just put it right here in the front. There you go. Okay. So this is, yeah, when you pop the hood from the inside, come out and you push this, and that makes it so you can lift up the hood. See how it hooks onto this thing right here? And then it hooks into there. Okay, so if you want. Oil comes from the ground. Do you know that, under the ground?
Yeah.
Crazy, huh? Crazy, huh? Okay, so this right here, this is called the oil fill cap, see? This tells us what kind of oil we have right here. IW30, the thickness of it.
This is
There. So that way if the hood shuts, it doesn't lock anything. Now this thing has a cover. Watch, I like to clean this off. I like to clean so oil doesn't, or dirt doesn't get in there. Watch. And this engine's a 3.6 liter. I'll pull this up and it'll just come off. Just clicks off. See? That's just an engine cover, just for looks. So this is where we put the new oil, and this right here is our oil filter. It's a canister filter, and I'll show you what that means here in a second. Filter that cleans out the oil, the dirtiness.
Cool. You're I can barely see the ground.
You will be under it here in a second too. So
I'll be
so
under.
Here, the oil filter. Yeah, we gotta get under it because that's where we drain it out of. So oil filter.
I have to drain it.
I'm doing it. You don't know how to do it yet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show
scared.
you. I prefer you to be out here. Okay, I will go under it though.
I'm scared.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna put you under the car. That's my job. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing what is it?
They're protective goggles.
Protective.
Yeah, you wanted to, but that's. So we're gonna take a 24mm socket. This is a socket, and then a 1/2-inch socket driver. And we're gonna take it in here, and we're gonna open this gap. See how it's spinning? This is opening it up. So let's oil come out the bottom. So here's what you got to do when you have a canister oil filter like this. You want to open it up before you drain out the bottom, because if you don't change the oil filter first, or you don't open it, drain out all the oil, put the oil plug back in, there'll still be oil in the system. This is the oil filter. So this cleans out the oil.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, oil goes through there, huh? So you take out this oil filter, see that? Right there. So that clips right into the canister housing top. So once we take that out, now here we're going to open a new oil filter. I got a Mobile 1 filter just because I always like Mobile 1. So here's the new filter. You always want to make sure, see how clean it is? You gotta always make sure they match up, because sometimes they don't match up. So it's got the same look.
Because that one's dirty, so it has to be clean.
After a while it gets so dirty it can't actually take out bad stuff out of the oil. So you want to put a new one in. So now we got this. Now we'll take a little hook. There's a little rubber gasket here. This rubber gasket. You want to change it. Pull that off.
Change that.
That's the old one. They get wore out. They help seal it. So see how it comes with new ones, nice and clean.
That's clean.
Nice and clean, right? Yep. You put it in there. Put it back in the groove it came from. You want to make sure it's in the same groove, or else it'll leak when you start the car because it won't hold a seal. Now here's something else you want to do. You want to take some new oil. This is a little trick for the next oil change. Now technically we should be wearing gloves because oil is actually not good for you, but so you want to take some new oil, rub it on the gasket. Now what this does is helps next time when you take out the oil filter, it comes out easier. So I got that new one.
Oh.
Right, Aaron? No smashing your brother? Yeah. So we're gonna go under the cart because we want to find the oil pan. That's where the oil sits. Okay, you want to look under here? I'll show you. You don't have to climb under, but you can look. This right here is the oil pan. How you know is it's under the engine. You want to make sure it's not the transmission pan, which is under the transmission, because that will have tranny fluid. If you drain that by accident, then your transmission won't work because you need fluid in there. But this is for the engine. So you always got to make sure you're in the right spot. So we got a 13mm socket. I got remember correctly, a 3/8 socket driver. It's been a while since I've done this. Extension and an adapter down to this because I don't have all the right tools, but that's my problem. So you want to put this on here. Now the bolt goes lefty loosey, righty tighty. So you want to loosen it. See how it's spinning? That's loosening it. Now what's gonna happen, Jackson, is the oil's gonna shoot out, right? So loosen it up. So usually what I do is I want to go really quick, loose, pulling this out. Ready? It's really loose. See that oil starting to go?
Yeah.
And then go, boom. Now it's draining into this pan. Some of these come with, like, see how there's rubber there? That helps seal it in. And you always want to check these things. See these Sharpie things? Jackson. These are called the threads. So you always want to make sure the threads look good. Sometimes if they're beat up, they'll mess up your pan. So always make sure those are good. See how the oil's finishing? Reverse the process. So I take the filter, slide it back in till it's snug, and then hand tighten it, making sure that it sits right and that gasket doesn't squish out. If it's in the wrong groove, it'll squish out, okay? So tighten it in there. And then see this guy? You gotta turn it the other way and then tighten it. See, Jackson? You gotta tighten the oil. So you take it till it's snug. Just snug, but you don't want to go too tight. That's good right there. If you go too tight, it'll actually break it, especially on these.
Hey, not really bad.
What's that?
Not actually really bad.
What's not bad?
The engine. It's not pretty even bad.
No, there's a little bit of oil come off my transmission. There's a little bit of leak, but that would probably have to be a mechanic to fix it. But see how the oil's finished draining? So that means it's all done. So here in a second, I'll move that oil out and we'll put the plug back in, okay? Again, there's still a little bit, but you know what? A little bit's not gonna hurt. Now you can run like cleaners in the car, like you know how like you put like you do laundry and you put a cleaner in the wash machine. You can actually put a cleaner in the car and run it, but
then
sometimes
how do we put some more oil?
You'll see. So I put the drain plug back in, and now I want to tighten it snug. So we gotta go this way.
And what's gonna be?
Okay, so you ready?
Thingy?
You ready? So just go until it's snug, because if you go too tight, it'll strip out the pan, and that ruins the whole thing. Sometimes you have to replace the whole thing. So just go snug. Okay, we're done there.
Then
we're gonna slide back out. Bags right here. Okay, so what do you have there in your hand? What is that called again?
Ragger.
Well, that's the rag, but what's this called again? Do you remember?
No.
Funnel.
Put in oil.
Okay, so you want to put the funnel in here. Just slide it into there.
It's
And
gonna be.
it'll sit there and kind of hold itself, okay?
Huh? It's not it.
Now I already looked up how much oil this car takes. It takes 6 quarts. 6 quarts. That's a measurement. So this is 1 quart. This big one right here is 5 quarts. It says. See how clear that is? That's brand new.
It's a different color.
It's brand new. It hasn't get all burned up. So that old oil, because it's black, because it's actually burned in the engine. The pressure and the heat, it actually burns it. And it gets all kinds of dirt in it, contaminants. So that's why that's old and dirty. So that's the first quart. Do you remember how many I said we put in?
We put 1 more jug.
6. So yeah, 1 more jug. So that's 1 quart. We got 5 more to do. We're about to the bottom of it. So now we need to save this container because we're going to put the used oil into this container. So there's the last of it.
Then what's going to help us get another oil?
What do you mean?
We're going to use our old oil.
With that old oil, it goes back to the store where I bought it from. The new stuff. They take the old stuff and they send it off to somebody and they clean it and they fix it up and they can actually reuse it for stuff. Okay, so that's all done. So you got the cap back on, filters back in, plugs in, oil's in, and then guess what we do next?
Is to fix it.
What can we do next?
Fill the jugs.
That'll be one of the things we do next. Start the engine.
Start the engine.
Let's start the engine. Okay, so I'm going to start the engine, pressure check it. If you have a car with an oil pressure gauge, you can check that, but this one doesn't have one. Front end, no oil's leaking out of the oil filter. The oil's coming from there, and we want to check underneath. So we look underneath. Nope, it's nice and tight, everything's looking good. It's always good to put a wrench on there again and double check it. So I'll run this for a minute. I may not be on this one, so I'll probably use the other one too. So if you want to grab that, so we gotta put this back on the way it came off, and then guess what we do next? Okay, point over here, Jackson. We gotta check the oil level. This is called the oil dipstick. So we wipe it out, we clean it off, put it back in, and we check the level. You see it's right in the safe. So there's those cross hatches right there, not too close. Little cross hatches, it's gotta be in there. And we are right in the middle, so we are good. Put it back in, and we're done. And then what do you think we do next? What do you think we do next?
Is close it.
Close the hood? Okay, you want to pull off this and I'll hold the hood, okay? Hold the rod, I'll lift it up, wiggle it out. Okay, remember where it goes? Just lay it down and it clips right into there. Good job, now watch your hands. We're done. High five. To reset the oil light, I turn on the on button, and I do not put my foot on the brake pedal. Power comes on. And then I pump the gas pedal 3 times within 10 seconds. And then I start the car. It goes. And it should be done. All right, man. We're done. Thanks for helping change the oil in the car. All right, Jackson, did you change the oil in the car? Yep.
I was working under it too.
You're working under it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and did Aaron help too?
No, yeah.